In other words, as the hadith says, اجتناب المحرمات أولى من اكتساب الحسنات. Avoiding sinful acts is more important than acquiring good deeds. So if the choice comes down to upholding the bare bones minimum of your faith and your spirituality, identify the bare bones minimum of your spirituality and hold on to it. And what that usually means is that avoid committing sins. One hadith says that if you pray 5 times a day, God will never ask you why you didn't perform all those great recommended prayers on the nights of Sha'ban. God will never ask you about prayer, right? The prophets, the imams, the great sages of our religion, they used to perform 1,000 units of prayer a day. Good for them. God will never ask you, well, why didn't you do that? As long as you hold on to the bare bones minimum, right? The hadith goes on, if you fast during the month of Ramadan, God will never ask you about all those other great recommended fasts. The beginning of the month, the end of the month, the middle of the month, right? The month of Rajab, the month of Sha'ban, forget it. Don't do that, don't go there. Just focus on the obligatory fast. If you go to Hajj once, He'll never ask you, why didn't you go to Hajj more? Even though it's highly recommended, it's brilliant, it's great, but He'll never ask you for those. In other words, hold on to the bare bones minimum. That is very important, brothers and sisters, to keep in mind, especially when dealing with a spiritual crisis of your own or that of a loved one. Sometimes we see parents, we do this to ourselves as well, but mostly it comes from the family, society, the community, parents. We see them putting too much pressure on their children. And I think the root of the problem stems from a lack of understanding of those priorities. What is a priority? Oh, you got that haircut, you're going to embarrass me in the community. Who cares about the haircut? Who cares about the community? Oh, you're wearing those weird clothes? Who cares? It doesn't matter. What matters is ensuring that that minimum level of spirituality is maintained. That haram is not being committed, you should be happy, you should be proud.